Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Saviryam Karvavahi, Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishadvahi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of this universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started the contemplation, revision contemplation on chapter number 3, that is Utpatti Krama, the manner of origin, wherein we have already seen the Bandha Swarupam, the nature of bondage. And what is said in this? If you really know the nature of bondage, in that case, there is no doubt that you will also know the nature of liberation. So, what is further said is here seen itself is a bondage, and if you really want to come out of that, then you have to see that anakhyam, anabhivektam, that is nameless and unmanifest, has to be taken into consideration when you do the contemplation, that is the bandhaswarupam. And further it said that you have to discover the total independence from the worldly things and beings. How to do that? That is also been said that the intelligent principle within the visible universe spreads everywhere. It has to be noticed. Sabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. So if you keep on discussing, gossiping, and all that, it will be suffering in the world. And if you really want to avoid this suffering, then you have to contemplate in such a way that you will always know that it is one undivided conscious existence appears to become fragmented into the individualist consciousness by the play of the mind or thought. It is only the play of mind or thought. That's why we keep on saying this jiva. The tongue is itself is a big culprit because it only sends the test and it also keeps on speaking something which is irrelevant. It keeps on saying only about the relative world and never bothered about the scriptural contents and never bothered about the things which are to be said. So, like there is a shirt which has a lot of the wrinkles, but you are supposed to remove all the wrinkles. That means remove all the thoughts from your mind, but keep one thought that is a scriptural thought. And that scriptural thought itself will take you to the moksha, that is away from the bandhan karan, that is the bondage. You will be away from that. Moksha is getting no influence because of the relative world on your life. So whatever you give the importance, that becomes the cause of misery or cause of bondage. So what has to be done? Devalue it. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to do yourself. So don't make any issues out of the life. Just be cheerful, be happy, be contented, be blissful, and over and above relax and cool. Just make joke out of the life. Be happy. You are here for a pilgrimage. Don't become serious, too serious. Seriousness is not a life. So, influence of the objectivity in life is a bondage, and no influence of the objectivity in our life is really liberation. So, we have come till this point. Now, we are going to start today the Manomayam Jagat. The world consists of the mind. So, whatever we are seeing and projecting outside, it is only the mind only. So, let us see now, Shri the Shloka number 12 and Shloka number 13. Sarvesha देहोद्विभूतीनां कारणात्मनम् अजस्य भावात् ब्रह्मणस्तु स्वयंभू आदिवाहिक एवास्ति देहो नास्तादिभौतिकम् आकाशदेव यो जाता स व्योमेव भवत किल. These are the shlok number 12 and 13 in the chapter number 3, that is the manner of origin. What it says in English is, meaning in English, there are two bodies for all living beings on this earth, which are the generative cause. One is the Adi Bhautik, another is Adhyatmik. So, the Adhyatmik, that is a spiritual body, is there, very much there for even Brahmaji. But this Adi Bhautik body, that is physical body, is not there because this Brahmaji is born only because of the will of that divinity. He is born out of the space and can indeed be only the spiritual sky. He doesn't have a name and form like we said earlier. There are Anakyam Anabhivaktam. So he is other than name and form. So this Vasishtha Rishi is again with the name and form, but then he is the Manas Putra of Brahmaji. So that makes a real difference over here. So what has been said is when Brahmaji itself is doesn't have name and form, so don't give the status of reality to these mere images which are making us miserable. Live in the world as an actor on the stage. We have to live as an actor on the space stage. We have created our life just because of Sankalpa. We keep on doing the Sankalpa. I'll do this, I'll do that. So Sankalpa is only the killer. I am on the top of the world enjoying the life. That has to be said by your Sankalpa. So next shloka is, yeah, we have come to this. So Brahmaji is a man. Brahmaji is born without any getting affected. He is born only out of the space and can indeed be only a spiritual sky. He's only in the spiritual sky, nothing more than that. So next shloka 14. Sahakarini no santi karanasya sikka nishita Brahma sankala purusha prithvi dhirahita kruti. For him there are no attendance cause whatsoever. Brahma is a person born out of the will of the Supreme and is devote of the form made up of earth and other elements. That means Brahmaji doesn't have a Panchamahabhut. He is not getting carried away by earth, water, fire, air, and sky. Nothing to affect Brahmaji. He is also not getting affected by mind. He is not getting affected by intellect. He is not getting affected by life principle because we see the things as fragmented, but actually there is nothing has been fragmented. It is all only joy, joy, joy. It is only one undivided consciousness which has been staying. So everything in this world is nothing but the expression of the space. It is everything is expression of space, while world is nothing but the projection of our mind. It is only a projection of mind. We have created our life only because of our sankalpa. So how to do that? Go away from it, devalue it. Live in this world as an actor, lives on the stage. Do everything in this world, all related things, but don't suffer in this world. So how to remain? Very nice Marathi couplet is there. Anandachi dohi ananda hi ananda. At the lake of bliss, there is only bliss, bliss, bliss. There is nothing more than that. We are expression of bliss and not misery. The miserable situations will come in the life, but don't become miserable. Don't get involved in this world beyond our limits. Within the limits, everything you do it, don't get involved more than the limit, otherwise you will suffer in this world. So, as is your mind, so is your creation. So there are very nice example is given. Like in my mind, if I think that okay, this lady is my daughter, so then what happens is the second impression comes in my mind is if she is my daughter, then I am a father. If this lady is my wife, then immediately second impression comes that means I am the husband. And third impression is if this lady is my mother, then immediate impression comes that this is son. So what has happened is same woman has become what? Because of my mind, the same woman has become either mother or a wife or a daughter. But the woman remains same. So this is the world of upadhi, this is the world of mind. Everything is mind is carrying away and it is cheating us now and then. So when the experience is influenced by the experienced, it is called as the bondage, and which is called life, likes and dislikes has entered our into mind. These likes and dislikes only enters our mind. So how to remain? Just be happy. Whatever comes, just be happy. All complementary opposites are illuminated by the same principle. So it is beyond that complementary opposites. So misery or failures, we refuse to be miserable, and that is the state called as just be happy. So next shloka Brahmana taniyate vishvam manaseve swayambhuvu manomaya mato vishvam anyam paridrishyate. The universe is spread or projected by the self-existence Brahma only by the mind. Therefore, the universe which verily is seen all around is made up of the mind. It is the it is made up only of the mind because it is only projection of mind. So, what will be then the real sacrifice? People are talking about sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. People says, I go to the ashram, your donation, I have donated the land, I have donated the building, I have donated so many crores, I am doing so many charity, and I am doing so many things. I am trying to create more and more ashram palaces, doing social service, feeding poor people. This is all good. But this comes under the relative world. This is only increasing your ego. This is only increasing your desire. So, what is real sacrifice? Real sacrifice is a sacrifice of rights. अपने को अपना जो अधिकार है उसको sacrifice करना है. That is a real sacrifice which one has to do. So experience is always under the influence of experience. In deep sleep, what happens is there is no bondage because the experiencer is not there. He gets dissolved. When you go to the sleep in a deep sleep, he is not having the eye consciousness. So सिक्स श्लोक अत अर्थ प्रतिभानां ततम मन इत्याभिधीयते न संते मनसो रूपम संकल्पात् न विद्यते. That which is understanding of object is called as mind. So whenever your mind gets objectified, whenever the mind goes along with the objects, so that is the mind. Objectless awareness is the divinity. J. Krishnamurti says objectless awareness is the divinity. So there is no form for this mind. It is not separated from the thoughts. Mind and thoughts are one and the same thing. Next shloka 17. Avidya sansruti chittam baddho jnanam manatama iti sankalpajalasya naimanyate ani raghava. Raghava Ram, essence, stream of worldly life, thinking substance, bondage, ignorance, mind and darkness. These are the names of the web of thoughts. So there is a huge web of thoughts, and the different names are given as per our ignorance of that bondage, ignorance, mind, darkness, thinking substance, or stream of worldly life or nuisance. So what happens is you get more and more caught into that. So what has to be done now? Don't cherish miseries for getting recognition. Don't say I want to be miserable. Okay, we people are like this only. We will suffer only in this world. Don't say all those things because whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. So there is nobody wrong in this world. The world is what? Paramatma is simultaneously a material cause as well as efficient cause of this world. So nobody is wrong. And then what has to be done? Best thing is to keep mum. Whenever you cannot interact, whenever you have not been called for talk, keep mum. Mum will bring you to a more nearer to the divinity than anything else. So words without meaning becomes noise. If the words are not related to the scripture's word, it becomes noise. And what happens is, by this mind, magical expression of the worlds takes place. Mind only projects. And is this mind is what? In this mind, the experience is predominant. What you see is very much outside there. So the next shloka 18 and 19. Sankalpajale galite swarupam avashishyate महाप्रलय संपत्तो असत्तां समुपागते अशेष दृश्य सर्गादो शांतमेवावशिष्यते आस्ते नस्तमितो भावान paramatma vayeshwara. When the web of thoughts are dropped, one's own state is left behind. When the great dissolution is accomplished, the state of non-existence is reached, and at the beginning of the creation of the entire variable universe, only stillness remains. That's why it has been said to remain mourn. The Supreme Self, the great Lord, the light or sun, which does not set aside. So it is Anadi Ananta. That's why Swami Kanda used to say, हे अमृत के अधिकारी कन तुम ईश्वर की संतान हो, आओ इस मिथ्या भ्रम को झटक डालो कि तुम भेड़ हो, तुम जरा मरण में नित्या मंद आत्मा हो. So what do you mean by English? Swami Vivekananda used to say, you are the son of that bliss. You are cannot be fragmented. You are Anadi Ananta. That means beginningless, endless, and just shake off or drop your confusion that you are bird or animal. You are Jara. You cannot have a disease. You cannot have death. Jara Maranre Nityananda Mahatma. You are basically the truth. You are nothing other than the truth. You should remember all that. So that when the web of thoughts are dropped, one's own natural state is left behind. When the great dissolution is complete, the state of non-existence is reached, and at the beginning of the creation of entire universe, visible only stillness remains. The supreme self, the great God, the light which does not set aside, So we have done the meditation on that. How the meditation was done? We have dropped our bodily consciousness, the Atma Bhava is dropped, we have dropped the Jivatma Bhava, we have dropped the Ishvaratma Bhava, we have dropped everything. We went to mind, dropped the mind, from there we went to intellect, drop the intellect, then we go to the life principle, drop that, and come to the divinity one without second, and remain happy, contented over that period. So what happens is mind takes off differences. The truth is undivided, although supporting differences. It supports differences, but it is unchanging. It doesn't have any effect on it. So if you understand that it is a man who becomes the husband, it is the man who becomes the son, it is the man who becomes the father, then you will be never miserable because this man itself is an upadi. You should not become miserable. So whole life is our mental projections. We have created our own sankalpa and we suffer in that. So next, yato vacha nivartante ya mukta gamyate yasya chatmatika asandhya kalpita nav sabhavaja. From whereas the word returns, unable to define who is understood by the liberated, for whom then such a self have been fashioned and not born of innate disposition. So what is it? Other than Paramatma, there is nothing in this world. Underline this word. Other than Paramatma, there is nothing in this world. So, as we rightly said, whole life is our mental projections and it's only created because of our own sankalpa. So, you have to see that we thin our mind more and more day by day so that we are very close to the truth. So, the next sloka 21, chapter number 33rd, sorry, third chapter, third, not 33rd. Avirbhavatiro bhavamayam tribhuno Tribhuvanormaya Sprunte Kitake Yasmin Maraviva Marachiya. Spread over whom manifest the waves of these three worlds in the form of appearance and disappearance. Just as the mirage in the desert. In the mirage, in the desert, what we see is a mirage water. And how it is like? It appears, disappear. There are some conditions which require mirage waters to appear. It has to have sun, it has to have clouds and all those stuff. Everything should be then that mirage water in the in the desert, it is looks like reflected like it is a water. Swami Vivekananda once he was traveling in the Rajasthan and he was feeling very thirsty. He has seen the water at far off places, and what he said, he was started walking towards it. When he was walking towards it, the distance between that water and him was increasing. Immediately, he got an understanding, boss, this is a mirage water. So he immediately came back to the old position. Again, he could see the water, but he was knowing that very much knowledge was obtained. It is a mirage water. Similarly, in this world is a full of unfragmented divinity. It is only the divinity, divinity, divinity. It is only Chidakash, Chidakash, Chidakash. But what happens is we only give the importance to this relative world and suffer in this relative world. Actually, it is the appearance and disappearance of this same the divinity which has to be seen. So what how the Mahatma or the wise people live in this world? Without getting influenced by this world. They don't get influenced by this world. Those who sacrifice their own rights, they are only to be called as Mahatma. The rest are all either Duratmas or only normal human beings. So, according to scriptures, freedom means freedom from the wrong notions. We know what are the four wrong notions: wrong notion about yourself, wrong notion about God, wrong notion about spiritual practice, and wrong notion about the world. So, we have to contemplate again and again what is the wrong notion of yourself. We feel that is that I am this body, I am staying in this body, there's some body embodied in this thing. No, no, no. It is the same divinity manifesting through my loving heart. That is body. It is the same divinity manifesting to this world. That is the everywhere the divinity is there, unfragmented. Third is what is the spiritual practice? Contemplation is spiritual practice. Keep on contemplating till you know the truth. And what is the God? God is sitting in our loving heart. He is the Ishtadevat to be prayed. He is not been to be asked for a desire seeking purpose. So thoughts are appearance and they are never real. There is nothing otherness and there is no incompleteness. And so how is the nature of this divinity? Absolute solid reality. It is absolute solid reality. There is nothing other than that. So the today's last shloka is Briyate Hridaya Granthi Shriyate Sarva Samshaya Shriyate Chasya Karmani Tasmin Drishte Paravare. What do you mean is when all that including the self is pursued, the knot of the heart is broken. That means the ignorance is removed. All doubts are cut asunder and all the karmas are destroyed. So what happens is more and more you keep on contemplating on this, all your Hridaya Granthis will get dissolved. So, what is the karmic action? Karmic action is of three kinds: Prarabdha karma, Sanchit karma, and Agami karma. What is Prarabdha karma? Prarabdha karma is such of those past actions, the fruits of which have began to fructify during current life. Last past actions are fructifying. Sanchit karma is accumulated past action, the fruit of which has to be worked out during the future births. That is Sanchit karma. And Agami karma means future action, the result of which has been reaped in due course. The self knowledge is the only means of freeing oneself from the effect of karma. So, if you really have this self knowledge, that means you know how to contemplate on divinity, you know how to contemplate on unfragmented consciousness. If you know all this, what will happen? Briyate Hriday Granthi. This Hriday Granthi, the knot of heart. So, very nicely said, there is no knot of the heart if you know what is the knot. If this otherwise this knot is naughty, this knot will keep you troubling forever. So how to remove this knot? Very simple. To remove this knot of the heart is to contemplate, to look after the divinity, to always see oneness in each and everything. So remain quiescent, tranquil, cheerful, blissful, happy, and over and above relax and cool under all situations. So this is a spiritual examination is gone. It is a spiritual examination is on. अपनी परीक्षा चालू हो गई है तो अपनी परीक्षा चालू हुई तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? You have to solve the paper. Whatever the paper has got. What is the paper has got? You have got the paper called as relative world. In this relative world, you have to remain happy, contented, blissful, cheerful, and without getting your mind suffering because of the outward actions of the other people and people who are really troubling you or maybe they are supporting you. Both the things you should remain like a sky. Don't change your mind here and there. So when all the thoughts are dissolved, what remains is the truth. When all thoughts are dissolved, what remains is truth. So just be, don't become. What we try to become is we become the special. I am the doctor, so that is a special. I am the engineer. I am the administrator. I am the businessman. I am the architect. I am the stock market software analyst. So many upadhis, so many specialties you are given, but actually what you are satta samanya. You are actually a male or you female based on your gender, or otherwise you are that same divinity which is unfragmented. Love that divinity so that you will be cheerful, happy. That what that which supports even the absence is beyond the presence and absence. It supports presence and absence both. That is our essential nature. Discover this essential nature and be happy. As is the mind, so is the world. So don't allow your thoughts to prop up again and again, like pop-ups keeps on coming in the computer. Don't allow to that, do that. And what happens is you will be always absolute solid reality. There is none other than you in this world. So remember that, but don't project it outwardly. Don't show outside. If some outside people ask you what you are doing, you can simply say, if you realism cannot contemplate, if he wants to remain in a gap, you just say that I don't know. That's all. That is also our mantra. So with this, we'll go for a prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Ramachandra Pranamastu, submitting the divine fruits to the so Sri Ramachandra. The chat is open. You can put your name when you come online on the chat so that I will know who are online. If you want to say something in chat, you can give that so that I can orient my talk based on your chat which you give. Thank you.